Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Diana in the kitchen, and on today's episode, I'll be showing you how I make my super moist banana bread. All right, I'll be doing this two ways for you guys today, and this recipe is a favorite in my family. Everyone loves when I make it, so I am absolutely happy to be sharing it with you, my YouTube family. For the breakdown in the ingredients, we have some flour, some eggs at room temperature, we have some crushed bananas, and for our spices, we have some cinnamon, some freshly ground nutmeg, some allspice, as well as some star anise powder and some ginger. All right, and we also have over here some baking soda, not powder, guys. And in this, we have some sugar, we have some extra flour right here. We also have some chocolate chips, some vanilla, oil, and we're going to be making a crumble. So we have some oats, some cinnamon, some flour, sugar, and of course butter in this bowl right here. All right, so we're going to start mixing. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is just to set everything aside and preheat our oven to 180 degrees. All right, and of course we're going to need our loaf tins. So we have that here, and we also have some Pam. So I'm going to set everything aside and I'll be right back. All right, so our flour has already been pre-sifted. So what we're going to do is to add all our spices as well as our baking soda. And we're just going to use a whisk to get all of this combined. So just mix thoroughly until you have everything combined. All right, and after you finish, just set it aside. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is to mix all our wet ingredients. And to our eggs, I'm just going to add the oil. You can choose to use the same equivalent in melted butter if you choose, but oil is perfectly fine. All right, and then we're going to add our vanilla, and we're going to give this a quick whisk. And we just mix in until everything is roughly combined. All right, that's about good. And we're going to add our sugar as well to this. And for this, we're just going to be mixing until all the sugar granules have been dissolved. So just continue mixing until you reach that point. Right, so now that I'm no longer feeling any sugar granules, what I'm going to do is to add the bananas. And for this recipe, guys, it is loaded with spices, but at the same time, it does not compromise the flavor of the banana. All right, and it is pretty simple. You don't need a mixer. All you need is your hands and maybe a whisk or a spatula, and you are good. All right, so now that we have this, we're going to be needing a larger bowl. All right, so in a larger bowl, we'll be dumping in our flour. And all we're going to do is just to create a well on the inside. All right. And we're going to add our wet mixture into the center. And all we're going to do is just to gently mix everything, cutting and folding like this until we have everything incorporated. All right, so once it looks like this, we are done. All right, so what we're going to do right now is just to divide this in two, and we're going to put half of that butter into one of our loaf tins. I'll get that done and I'll be right back. All right, so for this one, we'll be making a crumble for it. And what we're going to do is just to mix all the ingredients that you see in this bowl. So we're just going to mix, incorporating the butter, the sugar, and the flour, and the other ingredients until we have a nice sand-like texture. All right, so keep rubbing it between your fingers like this until the butter is fully incorporated into the flour and the oats. And this is what it's looking like. So it looks like some wet sand. All right, so what we're going to do right now is just to add this to the top of our banana bread. And just ensure that it is evenly dispersed. You can always put the banana bread in the oven ordinary without this, but why be boring when you can be extra? I mean, it's extra in a good way. All right, so that is looking good. So I'm going to clean my hands up and we'll start working on our other loaf. All right, so our other loaf is a chocolate loaf. So what we're going to do is just to add majority of our chocolate to some plain all-purpose flour, and we're just going to get this coated so that when we put it into the banana bread, the chocolate does not sink to the bottom. All right, that looks good. And all we're going to do is just to add this to our bread mixture and fold in. All right, try your best not to overwork the batter. So now that we have everything incorporated, all we're going to do again is just to add it to our loaf tins. And I have this greased and dusted with some flour. And this is to prevent the chocolate from sticking to the sides or to the bottom. All right, so we won't have burnt chocolate. So I'm just going to add this to the loaf tin and I'll be right back. Now that we have our batter in our loaf tin, what we're going to do is just to sprinkle the top with some additional chocolate. So now that we have both loaf tins filled, what we're going to do is just to put these in a preheated oven. Remember, we had the oven preheated at 180 degrees. So we're going to put them in and we're going to bake for 45 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the middle comes out clean. All right, so these are going in and I'll see you guys in another 45 minutes. Hello, it's me. I just came out of the oven in DIANNA'S kitchen. Listen, guys, I wish you could smell the aroma that's in my kitchen right now. So these beauties are finished and look at the chocolate. Yes, the caramelization on this is perfect. And of course, our crumble over here is looking amazing. As much as it is tempting right now, guys, to just cut in, take a piece, take a bite, we will not be doing that. We're going to have some discipline tonight, all right? So I'm going to allow these to cool completely before I cut or before I remove them from the pan. All right, guys, so you can always allow these to cool in the pan, or if you choose, you can remove them carefully when they're about halfway cooled and place them on a wire rack. But it is not necessary, all right? Just go and trust me. So I'll see you guys once these are cooled. All right, sooner or later. All right, so it's the following day, well, the following morning, and our banana breads are completely cooled. And to remove them from the pan, all we need to do is just to run a knife along the edge. Just ensure that the sides are released. All right. And to remove it from the pan, you can always give the pan 2 taps like this and then just turn over. See? Easy release. And as you can see, it came out very easily from the pan. Look at all that caramelization. The chocolate is still intact and everything is looking good. Alright guys, so the one with the crumble, it's a little bit more technical to remove from the pan, but we're still going to just run the knife along the sides just to release it, alright? What we're going to do is just to place a piece of paper towel on top like this. Secure the top because you don't want to lose any of that delicious crumble on top. Turn it over and it should release just like this, alright? And we're just going to transfer this carefully onto our cutting board. All right, so there you have it. Our banana bread, really looking lovely, nice and moist. So I'm just going to cut in right now and show you guys what the insides look like. All right, there you have it, guys. Our banana bread, the chocolate. Look at that texture. Moist. Absolutely amazing. All right, and also our crumble. Look at this. No hint of dryness. Super moist. So this is the end of today's episode. Don't forget that the full recipe and measurements will be down in the description box below. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course tell a friend to tell a friend. All right, until next episode, this is Diana in the kitchen. Thank you so much for watching.